friends, welcome to my channel Learn English. So in today's video we are going to complete the rest of the chapter, that is the children of India. And in this video this is the part 2. So let us start. So we completed till here. Now we are going to do it from here. So not only in the hills but all over India, children are constantly making their way to and from school in conditions that range from dust storms in the Rajasthan deserts to blizzards in Ladakh and Kashmir. So here the author is saying that not only in the hilly areas the children of India are facing the problems, but in the many states like Rajasthan and Ladakh and Kashmir, the children are facing problems in going to school. So in Rajasthan there are dust storms, and in Ladakh and Kashmir there are blizzards. So blizzards here means the snowstorms. Okay. In the larger towns and cities there are school buses, but in remote or rural areas getting to school can pose a problem. So in larger towns and cities there are school buses, they are having all the facilities, but in the small villages or small towns the children are not having the proper facilities of going to school. They are not having the proper school buses. So the children that do not have these type of facilities have a problem. Next is, most children are more than equal to my obstacles that may arise. Like those youngsters in the Ganjam district of Odisha, in the absence of bridge, they swim or wade across the Dhanai river every day in order to reach their school. I have a picture of them in my scrapbook, holding books of satchels aloft in one hand. They do the breaststroke or dog paddle with the other, or form a chain and help each other across. So here the author is giving the more examples of the children who face these type of problems. The first one is given to you, Ganjam district of Odisha. So Ganjam is a district in the Odisha state, and this district has a river that is named Dhanai river, and the children who want to go to school have to across this river, have to swim across this river to go to school. And the author is having a picture in his scrapbook, and this picture is also given to you here. Also you can see these children are going to school by passing the river, and they are holding their hands in the other hand. So the author has made a picture in his scrapbook of these children. Now let's move to next page. Okay. Wherever you go in India, you will find children helping out with the family source of livelihood, whether it be drying fish on the Malabar coast, or gathering saffron birds in Kashmir, or grazing camels or cattle in a village in Rajasthan or Gujarat. So here the author is saying that wherever you go in India, you can go in any part of India, you will see that the children are helping in their family's work to earn their livelihood. And the author has given some examples also, like the drying of fish. The children help their parents, their families, for in drying the fish on the Malabar coast, and they also help in the Kashmir in of their parents in gathering the saffron birds, and they also help their parents. Some of the children who live in Rajasthan or Gujarat, they help their parents too for grazing the camels or cattle in a village. So we have completed this. Now next is, only the more fortunate can afford to send their children to English medium or private or public schools, and those children really are fortunate, for some of these institutions are excellent schools, as good as, often better than their counterparts in Britain or the USA. So there are only some of the children which are having the facilities of going to English medium school or private schools, and these children are very good luck. They have a good luck that they are having the facilities of going to private schools. Next is, whether it's in Ajmer or Bangalore, New Delhi or Chandigarh, Kanpur or Kolkata, the best schools set very high standards. The growth of a prosperous middle class has led to an ever increasing demand for quality education. But as private schools proliferate, standards suffer too, and many parents must settle for the second rate. So, here proliferate means increase. Here it is given to you, proliferate means increase. So, here the author is saying that there are many schools in India that are having all the facilities and they are of very high standards, but the private schools and the increase of demands in the private schools, in the standards of private school, many of the parents have started their children to go in the private schools. Okay, next is the great majority of our children still attend schools run by the state or the municipality. So the many of the children are going in the government schools which are run by the state or the municipality. These vary from the good to the bad to the ugly depending on how they are run and where they are situated. A classroom without windows or with a roof that lets in the monsoon rain is not uncommon. So these children are having some of the classrooms of the children, the roof of these classrooms, the plaster has fallen apart, and the monsoon rain, when the rain come from these holes, the water also came down. Next is, even so children from different, next page, even though children from different communities learn to live and grow together, hardship makes brother of us all. Hardship means sufferings. So there are many children which are going to government schools and suffering from these problems, and they are brothers. They are living like brothers. The census tells us that 2 in every 5 of the population is in the age group of 5 to 15. Almost half of our population is on the way to school. So the the meaning of census is the official process of counting the population of a country and gathering information about people. So it is a government process. This is a process that is followed by the government, in which they count the number of the person and the information about that person. Next is, and here I stand at my window watching some of them pass by, boys and girls, big and small, some scruffy, some smart, some mischievous, some serious, but all going somewhere hopefully towards a better future. And then the author stand at his window and he watched the children going to school, and there are different types of children that are going to school, boys and girls. There are big, small, scruffy means untidy or shabby, and some smart and some mischievous, and they all are going in one place to study, and they are going to school. Now we are going to do its B exercise of reading, which is, say if these statements are true or false. First one is, Bindra is a 14-year girl who is an introvert. So we have read this sentence in chapter, but here it is given to you introvert. Introvert is the opposite of extrovert, but Bindra was an extrovert girl, so here it is written introvert, so it is a false statement. Next one is, Bindra's father is a forest guard and he meets the narrator very often. So it is true. It is given in your chapter. Next is, most of the children go to their school in buses. No, most they have to walk for going to school and they face many problems for going to school. So this is a false statement. Fourth one is, the children sing when they pass through the forest to drive away the forest demons. So yes, we read this sentence on the page number 12. It is given to you that Ranbir and his friends sing the songs to drive away the forest demons. Next one is fifth one. A great majority of the children in the hills attend private schools. So that is false, because in the the children living in the cities or big towns are going to private schools. Okay. Now we are going to do one more exercise of this chapter, that is C exercise. Match the beginnings of the sentences in the column A with their endings in the column B according to what the narrator thought. So we have to arrange them, we have to match the beginnings to the endings, means the starting of the sentence and the ending of the sentence, we have to join them. First one is school going children all over India face. So its option is school going children all over India face. The answer is option C, that is problematic weather conditions on their way to school. So school going children all over India face problematic weather conditions on their way to school. Next is most of the children. Yes, you are right, that is option E, that is most of the children is in the age group of 5 to 15. On the same page it is given to you. Next is all over India we find children, that is option A, all over India we find children helping out with the family's source of livelihood. Okay. Next is the census tells us that 2 in every 5 of the population yes, is in the age group of 5 to 15. The answer is are able to face any obstacle that may encounter. Next one is sometimes Ranbir brings him cucumbers from option B, that is his father's field. So friends, we completed this chapter and I hope the chapter is clear to you, and the link for the first part of this chapter I will give in the description box. So you can go in the description box and see that video. And friends, there are some words in this chapter whose meanings are not given, but I am going to tell you. First one is satchel. So satchel is given in this chapter, and the meaning of this word is a bag used in the school, or you can say a school bag. Next one is commute. Commute means to travel long distances from school to home. This is the meaning of commute. Next one is abound. Abound means to exist, and defiant means boldly. Existing. So we have done with the chapter. And friends, if you understand this chapter, so please like my video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon.